Welcome to the Cult of Cinema and for Saturday Night Blues. Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. I am Aaron, your host tonight. We'll be having some fun. I'm going to be talking about the Batman. I got to watch that finally. I got some books and some movies to show you tonight. We're going to be looking at. Hey there, I am my sword. We'll also be looking at the some sales that are going on right now. I will be giving you kind of an update on what's going to be going on the Patreon channel because next month is a huge, huge month if you're a patron. Hey there, Antoine. Hey there, Tom. And I am also, I guess, to some polarizing on for a video that I made that I'm super proud of. So let's do a bit of house cleaning right at the gate. If you're watching and you like this, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and thank you already for the 2 people that have already hit the like button. That's awesome. If you want to support the channel, you can super chat or donate with the link down below, or you can check out the merchandise. And if you're a big fan of Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and the halfway to Black Friday sales, you are not going to want to miss my Patreon next month because, oh my God, there's a lot going on. Anyway, for those that have got the chance to see it, I did a video with Heath from Serial at Midnight last week on collecting. And it, for me, was one of my favorite videos that I've made in a very, very long time. And it garnered mostly positive responses, but it did get a couple like negative ones too, and I addressed that on another video afterwards. So, but if anybody ever has any questions about that, feel free to let me know. I will tell you right now, I was super proud of the video. And it was one of the things that inspired me to make my video later that day, which was the Giallo video that I made. So that is that I'm super stoked about. I have some books here. I've got some movies here to show you guys. We're going to talk about the Batman, but we're going to do this in kind of in the order that you guys want to do it. This is your choose your own adventure, as always. With this here, I am not scripting anything. This is completely gonzo, as always. I will be doing a ranking of all the Batman films coming up probably tomorrow. So that won't be live ranking. That'll be pre-tape. You guys will see that. And you get my thoughts on all the films then. But tonight I am going to talk about the Batman, which I saw. It was 3 hours long. And it was quite the film. My better half had different thoughts on it than I did. I will be letting you know some of the things that she thought with the film. Well, the Vinegar Syndrome sale hasn't happened yet. Right, so not yet. Thank you, Dustin. Thank you so much. Most of the feedback from the Heath video has been extremely positive, and in actuality, before that video was made, I was feeling a little bit burnt out and a little frustrated with some things. And after the video, I immediately went on and I made a video that I felt extremely proud of, and it's garnered a few views, like the Giallo box set, Yellow versus Red. And I will let me know what you guys think of that, by the way, because I am thinking of doing more like that. So there will be some more versus videos and some choice, pick and choose type videos. And I'm going to be doing some directly related to the upcoming sales as well. So keep an eye out for that too. If you haven't seen the video I did with Heath on Serial at Midnight, Serial at Midnight is a great channel and you definitely should check it out. No, he says it is great news because the sale has not happened yet. The sale is happening in May. All the month of May, we're going to be looking at that sale. We'll be looking at that sale. We'll be looking at the Severin sale that's coming up in early June as well. And there will be a lot of videos. So basically giving you ideas on some choices to choose, have some things to choose from. Hey there, Sean, welcome, man. And looking at some different things. So the Batman. I got to watch the Batman tonight, and since it's only been about like an hour or so since I watched it, these are going to be fairly fresh thoughts. And we are going to go and look at like sales and stuff like that as well. We're going to look at some Kino Lorber. We're going to look at some Scream Factory. I'm going to mention a thing on Scream Factory. Hey there, Alvin. That I'm not pleased with. Just got off a 10-hour shift. Well, hopefully I can lure you into sleep then. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in, by the way, after getting off a 10-hour shift. I get this out and we're in a minute. I really appreciate that. No, oh, you never interrupt me, man. Always talk. It's good. So, the Batman. Who's seen it? Has anybody here not seen the Batman at this point? Before I go any further, I want to know that. So, hands up or hey, Josephine, let me know if you've seen the movie The Batman. Seen the Batman, excellent. So I'm going to. Saw it last night. Fairly spoiler free as much as I can. There's some things that I'm going to have to mention. All right, now I'm going to preface this with one thing that you should know, like ahead of time. I am a huge George, you gotta see it, man. A huge Batman fan, but I'm not a fan in the way of like I'm going to like everything that's Batman. I'm a fan of. I've read the comics. I am very very picky about my Batman. So know that going into this. Plot wise, it was really good. It starts off a little confusing, and that's kind of on purpose. It runs for those that read the comics. There are things in this that are kind of it's amalgamation of like year one, 0 year. There's like a big element from 0 year, which I can't say anymore with the spoiling near the end of the film, and a lot of like Frank Miller's year one there as well, especially with Zoe Kravitz, like Catwoman look that she has, and like bravo on the makeup because oh my god, Colin Farrell was unrecognizable as the Penguin. Uh, like really, it was insane. The Riddler again is pretty much like the Jeff Lemire like Riddler that was done in year one as well. So there's a lot of focus taken from that for but the Batman. So one of my better half's like issues initially was it was Batman. Like there was no real Bruce Wayne there. At this point, he's just Batman. He's in his second year, and he's basically he's still making mistakes. This is a detective film, so for those that grew up with the Daniel O'Neill, Neil Adams era of Batman, for those like that my age or grew up reading that stuff, where Batman was the Dark Knight detective, this is the first time that you're going to get that. This is the first time that that's going to really come out in the film, in any of the films. No other film has ever had him be the Dark Knight detective like this. This is probably one of the best Gothams I've seen, like on screen. I still, I'm going to go there. I still think that the best, Gotham I've seen on screen at this point is still Gotham the series, and followed up by the 1989 one, just because I just love the way that was done. But oh my god, yeah. So Gotham is really well done. Penguin is extremely well done. They take things out of there from Falcone, which is really good. And but yeah, my better half was upset. Yeah, the contacts are really cool. So for those who don't know, this is not really big spoiler. He uses like contacts like these for surveillance. So basically, when he's walking around a crime scene, he comes back to his Batcave, which isn't under the Gotham, like under his estate. Like it's in the kind of an abandoned, was it like subway train area that is owned by the by Wayne Enterprises, and pretty much he downloads it onto his computer and he looks at the footage and he goes over the footage, rewinds it, and listens to it and watches it over and over again. He actually does detective work in this film. There is a bit of a mystery to this one. It's not like at the end of it, you're not trying to guess who it is, but it's guessing the plan that he has. There's a lot of really like it is a long movie, so go in knowing it's gonna be a long movie. Have your snacks ready. Go to the washroom ahead of time. because man, it's going to be quite the feast. Now, my better half thought that visually she was okay with some, but she thought that some of the visuals were not the best that they could have been. Where sometimes it wasn't shot in the way that she found, I guess, aesthetically pleasing. I felt different. I thought that the visuals for the film that Matt Reeves used kind of went with the psyche of Batman. So although this is the Batman and it's called the Batman and it runs for 3 hours a bit Batman, this film really more so than anything else is about him. There's a duality to Batman. There's a serious duality. It is paced pretty well from the runtime, I got to say. Um, no, there was a couple times when I was like, they could have probably sped it up a little bit more, but I really liked what was done with it. I thought the pacing was well done. I got to say that Catwoman. This is the best Catwoman we've seen on screen, like burn it. But you had to see there were definitely. I can't understand. You can say there's no stakes for Batman. All there. This is the most stakes any Batman film has ever had. From like actually not knowing if a certain character is going to survive. Like in all honesty, because this is a different Batman. This is definitely a more grounded Batman. But this is not the coming of Batman. He is Batman. He's still making mistakes. He's still doing the things that he has to do. He's not yet learned how to be Bruce Wayne again. And this movie is about him, about Batman, learning how to understand the duality that he needs to portray. Bruce Wayne is very seldom in this film, and he never really plays kind of the Bruce Wayne character that you're normally used to seeing. He's still very dark, even as Bruce Wayne. Alfred even tells him in a part of the film, like, you've got to, you got to run Wayne, you got to run the company. Your father was a philanthropist. He did a lot of good for the city. And at early on, he's like, no, this is what I do for the city. I get criminals. I'm vengeance. He has to realize that what he does has stakes. What he does matters and reflects to the rest of society that's out there. Hey there, Michael. Welcome. Well, we kind of did, Sean, with the whole like Titans. Yeah, Pattinson manage to do something we have not seen done like really well since Michael Keaton, and he gets the emotion in the eyes, and it's very important. It's a very important aspect that I found missing from Nolan's Batman, because as you guys know, if you've been watching my channel anytime at all, I like the Nolan Batman films, but I think Batman was miscast, and that is coming from a massive Christian Bale fan that thinks the guy can almost do no wrong, but in Batman he did some wrong. Andy Serkis was Alfred, and my God, did I ever want to see more of him? He is the Alfred. He's the type of Alfred that I want to see, and he's pretty much did it in the same style that they did for Gotham, the TV series. He's much a tougher Alfred. He's an Alfred that can throw down. It does count though. It's still a show. So this is Andy Serkis, and even the look of Alfred is very much like the Sean Pertwee style of Alfred, just a bit older. But I really want to see more of Andy Serkis as Alfred. He did so good. I loved, like, you couldn't fault the casting in this film at all. The casting is great across the board. Could you fault the time? Could he have like tightened it a bit? He probably could have tightened it a bit. Like, to be bluntly honest with you. It's not perfect, but it's the closest to the comic books that we've gotten on screen yet. This is the closest to the comics that we've gotten, especially if you've read the more modern runs of Batman, or if you read and you read the Daniel O'Neill run of Batman. I don't think he made it too long. I think that they could have like made it a little. I did, for me, it was just hit the right spot. But there was times where it had a Lord of the Ring feel where I thought it was over, and then there's a little bit more. Um, like there's right at the end, probably wasn't needed. See the gliding scene. I know the way it comes off, but it's actually right out of year one. Except that uses a glider on year one. I love the gliding sequence because we get to see, he's still making mistakes because that landing, my God, was that landing brutal, right? When he's gliding, all of a sudden that bam, I'm like, holy crap, he almost took his head off. I'd have to look, actually. It's been a long time since I've seen Lord of the Rings. My better half know right away. Hey, there's Satan. Welcome, man. But overall, yes, it gives a strong recommendation for me. If you're a fan of the comic books, you're really going to like this. I can't imagine somebody not kind of liking this film. Like I can say, like people like Paul Dano was amazing. I did not know he was that good of an actor. Like I'll be honest with you, Tom. Um, Paul Dano, I was iffy on going in because I didn't know. I've seen him in some stuff, but I didn't know he could do this. But he was scary. This is the first scary villain we've gotten in a Batman film. We've had villains before, but never been scary before. I do suffer a bit from superhero movie burnout where there's so much, but this is different, Matt. Think of this, and I guess the best way I'm going to put this to you, and hopefully this doesn't sway you away from it. Hopefully it makes you want to see it more. But if you like David Fincher at all, there's definitely, hey there, Cam, welcome, man. There's definitely a lot of David Fincher in this. There's a lot of David Fincher. This is, I'm going to say this is going to piss off some people, I think a little bit. But I think Matt Reeves has succeeded with making this Batman film noirish in the way that Christopher Nolan wanted to. Gotham's a character in this movie. Gotham's a living, breathing character. Catwoman is the definition of a femme fatale. So if you're a noir fan, if you love noir films, you're gonna love this movie because it does. And I'm sure if Christopher Nolan, who made the last trilogy, watches this film, he's gonna love it. I can't imagine him not loving it because it has everything that a noir fan is going to love in a film. It's a noir Batman. It really is. My better half keeps thinking, saying, this has strong Sin City vibes to it. And I get it because Sin City is a noir comic book. But from somebody that grew up watching a lot of the film noirs, it just really struck me as that beautiful combination. I was worried about the Riddler at first, but my worries were swayed right away. The first appearance of the Riddler was creepy as hell, and it is so well done. I think it was a Screen Crush that said it kind of reminded him of when a stranger calls back. Oh yeah, well, there's the thing. I don't think he walked away clean. He was damaged. He was hurt both those times. Because remember, he doesn't walk away from that bomb. The bomb was meant to be self-contained. The Riddler knew what the Riddler was doing. The Riddler was good with this stuff. But because he wakes up, he doesn't walk away from the bomb. He wakes up later on, he's out. There's a point where the mask, a cop tries to take the mask off, and that's when he wakes up. But there's definitely it's a movie. So there's going to be that. The feeling of hey, they're disconnected. A feeling of it can't be totally believable. Basically, it's not a Lifetime drama. Michael Keaton's Batman in the Flash. That's gonna be awesome. But yes, it's an amazing film. I would 100% recommend it. We're going to be looking at in a couple minutes. We're going to look at some Scream Factory stuff. I'm gonna bitch a bit because Scream Factory are doing it again with those 1,500 limited editions. You guys should know by now. I totally am not down with that. But we're also going to look at some Kino stuff. And I gotta grab my my drink in a second. But there's a couple people let leave, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna bitch a bit." Like, okay, well, that's it. We're going now. Uh, what's the UG for, Tom? They're gonna recast. They're definitely gonna recast. Like that's the thing. Uh, they're gonna definitely have to recast the Flash. Ezra Miller's a fantastic actor. Ezra Miller has some issues going on right now. So, oh, for me, okay, as long as it's for me. Yeah, you heard about the 1500 thing. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain, man. It is. I mean, like, but it is part of the problem. That's the thing. This is the first time a Batman film, when you really think about it, that it hasn't been like that. They haven't been the perfect parents that just got shot down, right? And every other Batman movie, Batman's origin is his parents get shot and he becomes Batman, right? In Batman Begins, you go his parents get shot and he goes away and trains and becomes Batman. This entire movie is his origin. We don't need to see the parents getting shot. We don't need to have any of that because this entire film, right up to there's a certain point in this movie when he starts to become the hero that Gotham needs. And it's very late in the film. Because not only do we see the Waynes as a problem in the film, as a strong problem in the film, disconnects is right, but we see the Batman and the way that he has made himself look and brought himself out into in society as a problem. I'm trying not to give it away. Well, yeah, but that's the thing. People always go with wait with two things that Batman's parents getting shot. That's his origin. One of the neat things you're going to find when you watch this, Matt, is it's not. That's just part of it. And the reason like the comics have gone through like year one and year two and all that type of stuff is because there's more to becoming Batman than going out and going around the world and training and coming back and being Batman. He's still not truly the hero he needs to be until very late in the film. And it is so well done. It's much in the same way that they did the Spider-Man films. This is year two. So just the he won't carry a gun. He doesn't need to. And it will, although it made sense to kind of like do it a little bit in the comic, I gotta totally disagree with that. Like, like, did you see Dark Knight Rises, man? Like, I'm sorry. Now Matt Reeves constructed a better story than, like, in my opinion. Now, at the end of the day, Sean, you gotta understand this is just one guy's opinion. Uh, so it's okay if we disagree on things because that's all right. Not everybody has to agree, and that's fine. And that doesn't mean your opinion's wrong or my opinion's wrong. It's just me giving my thoughts on it, just like you're giving yours. But I really was more impressed with this than I was with previous Batman films, specifically with some of the things because I feel that Matt Reeves understood the character of Batman, and he liked and he drew from different sources. So if I'm not sure if Matt Reeves is the one about that wrote the film. I'd have to look, but Matt Reeves constructed a better Batman film. And if you read Batman, if you're just going by the films alone, maybe you're gonna like certain styles are gonna hit you more. But if you're going through like by the comics and how it's put across, this is arguably a much better, much more accurate source and much better constructed in one film because he gets across in one film what I hate. It's definitely darker, and this is the grittiest looking like Gotham you're going to see as well. By the way, I hate comparing it to the other one, but I just really just to put it to you in the best way is that Matt Reeves has done in one film what Christopher Nolan couldn't do in three. He's done the origin of Batman. He's brought out like aspects of Bruce Wayne and Wayne Enterprises and the family and the city Gotham uh, and more of the conflict than you ever got in the other one. Um, so it's a yeah, that's my thoughts on it anyway. Is it a good film? It was really good. Did it have was it perfect? Not perfect. I don't think any film. Well, there's a few films. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Black Christmas, perfect films. Was it perfect? Not perfect. Was it the closest we've gotten so far to Batman coming off the comic books? Yeah, really, since the 1966 Batman when they did kind of the cheesier Batman, where and the kind of the comic books followed suit. This one here is definitely more along the lines of that. So there's it's a strongly done film. It's definitely an improvement for me over the previous films. It was a strong improvement over the Nolan film um, because I've mentioned before, and I've never been like never said I've always mentioned that I've had issues with some of those films as a fan. Now, the comics, like I'm a comic geek, so I'm going to go through it from that way. But I'm also a film noir geek. So for those that don't know, I'm a huge film noir fan. So as much as like weird films and slasher films and those that style of filmmaking, I also love film noir. And this is film noir. Or I guess the best way to put this, and I guess my last thing to say before we start on the other part of the video, is this is the 80s Batman films went straight for the comic stuff and tried to be comic representative with a blockbuster motif with it. The Christopher Nolan films tried to be noir and they tried to put comic book stuff in it. And sometimes it fit, sometimes it didn't. And this film right here, the characters and the film noir motif seamlessly fit together for the first time. Nothing seems like it's pushed into the film. Nothing seems out of place in this movie. You believe in the world that you see. I think that's the best way to put it. It's that you can truly believe in the world that you see. And Gotham seems real. And Gotham hasn't seemed real for a long time in the films. And I don't mean like Gotham seems like Chicago. No, Gotham seems like Gotham. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to pretend to be something else because the filmmaker can't grasp what Gotham is. And that's my biggest problem with the Nolan films. He doesn't get Gotham at all. But within one film, he gets Gotham. I like the Planet of the Apes films. I really do. My better half's not a fan. She doesn't like watching anything, even with like fake animals or getting hurt. You can't watch them, Matt. But I actually enjoyed them. I didn't think I was going to. I was really nervous at first because I was burnt by the Tim Burton one. I'm a huge Tim Burton fan, and when I watched Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, I was just so not into it. So when the new one came out, I was like, I'm not quite sure. And overall, I like them. I got to go back and rewatch, especially the later ones, um, because I want to do an evaluation of the whole franchise down the road. I want to do like a original Planet of the Apes versus the new Planet of the Apes kind of like video. So just spoiler alert, that's coming up on the channel. So I need to I need to rewatch all the films. I have the originals, but I don't think I have the Matt Reeves ones. I think I only have the first one or two. So I've got to get the rest. But there you go. That's my thoughts on Batman. I know some of you disagree. It's okay to disagree, though. Like, don't think that because I say something, that's it. No, what you feel, legitimate. That's okay. It's okay to have difference of opinions. But do I feel strongly about it? Yeah, I do. I'm a Batman rocked it. It wasn't perfect. It was overly long. You could have made some edits there. I really think they could have, but I get what they're going for. But at least, and I'm this is gonna piss people off too. At least it's not the length of Christopher Nolan of Zack Snyder's Justice League. Um, so yeah, there's that as well. Thank God it wasn't 4 hours long. But yeah, 3 hours was a bit long. They could have went about 2.5. I think they could have at least got it down to maybe 2:45. There were some places there where they could have trimmed the fat. All right. With that being said, I'm going to share some stuff that I got, and then we're going to look at the sales. And some of this here you guys may have seen. You've seen some of my other videos. Some of this stuff is going to be brand new to you guys. My youngest came in. They came in. So Wes came in with the better half and got me this because knows I'm a huge Doctor Who fan. And this is one of the Make Your Own Adventure Doctor Who books. Not me. The third act was the most exciting part of the film, man. Neil, like, don't read No Man's Land or Year Zero because you're totally gonna be bored with that. But I'm super stoked about this. I got a few of these because my cousin got me some of these, and I think this is the one I was missing. I'm not quite sure how many were made, but I really like this. This is, of course, Colin Baker, as Doctor. It was the sixth Doctor in the original series. I'm going to leave the movies to last. Speaking of noir, how much of a noir fan am I? Well, I'm this much of a noir fan. So Vertigo is was an adult sounds wrong, a more mature type of comic label, sub-label done through DC Comics. They now changed over to a stupid name called Black Label, which sucks. But it had stuff like Sandman and Hellblazer and Animal Man and all the type of stuff in it. And they did a series of noir books. Now, this one is by Brian Azzarello, and art by Victor Santos. And this is Filthy Rich, which is a noir graphic novel. This is the original hardcover edition of it. It is the first in the Vertigo crime noir line that they did. It's a really good book, and I'm trying to see if I can show you anything here where it's not, because this is more adulty stuff in it. Well, I get the Blu-ray version of Rope Cop series eventually. So there's the art style in the book. Really love this book, by the way. I haven't got to finish yet, but what I've seen so far, I really like. It's a cool novel. I have the Volume 2 complete collection of Tomb of Dracula, which includes not just includes Tomb of Dracula 1624, Werewolf by Night 15, John Size Spider-Man number 1, John Size Children number 1, John Size Dracula number 2, Frankenstein 7 to 9, which was a crossover, Dracula Lives 5 to 7, which is a 100 Bullets, yes. Was it Azzarello did Identity Crisis too? I have issues with Identity Crisis. But yes, really, again, a gorgeous one. Fantastic looking book. That I love these here. Let's see if I can show you anything. Flatepis. Also picked up another Vertigo book. because I'm a big Vertigo fan, and I had the first miniseries initially in floppies, but I didn't have the second or third, and I don't have those anymore. So I got Vamps, the complete collection. This is all 3 miniseries is in it, with a ton of features and just amazing stuff. And I can't show you that because it's Vertigo. I picked Creepy Presents by Alex Toth, an incredible book. And remember this name because it's going to come back again in this video. And I have 2 omnibuses that I got this month, that I got this later on in the month. And those were Green Lantern by Jeff Johns, Volume 2. So if you're a fan of the Blackest Night storyline, that's in here. And how big of a Batman fan am I? Well, I have things, even offshoots of Batman. That is Dead Man omnibus, pretty much the complete Dead Man, the early kind of like Silver Bronze Age Dead Man stuff. And here we get like Dead Man 1 to 4, Strange Adventures 205 to 216, The Brave and the Bold 79, 86, 104, 133, Aquaman 50 to 52, Challenge of the Unknown 74, 84 to 87, Superman Family 183, DC Superstars 18, DC Special Series 8, Venture Comics 459 to 466, DC Presents 24, Detective Comics 500, Secret Origins 15, and material from Who's Who, the Definitive Directory of the DC Universe, issues 6 through 13 and 200. It is a massive, massive book. As is this one right here. Just to let you know, what this has is Green Lantern issues 26 to 52, Final Crisis, Rage of the Red Lanterns, and Blackest Night 0 to 8. So, ton of reading. Remember when I told you this guy's name is going to come up again? There was a reason for that. Because my better half picked up, she is a huge cartoon fan, as you guys all know, if you've been watching this channel for a while. The Herculoids. The complete series Herculoids Warner Archives Collection Edition. I got one of the series. I don't have both of them. I used to have both of them, Alan. And this is the complete one on Blu-ray. There's a special feature, Herculoids First Family of Planet Quasar. If you've never seen the Herculoids, they're kind of a sci-fi action one. I think it's on like 3 discs. Yeah, the complete original series. Yeah, there's a bunch of. And these characters were pretty much created by Alex Toth. I told you Alex Toth's name was going to come back in there. See, it all comes around full circle. These were created by Alex Toth, who also created Space Ghost Coast to Coast, or so Space Ghost, which later became Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and characters like that. Also picked up a complete series today. I was out shopping, and I really wanted to get. There's a series I saw back from the 70s. Yeah, that's a fantastic book, Joe. I got to get it. I don't own it yet, but I've checked it out, and man, that is a really good book. So what Joe's talking about, Paperbacks from Hell, an amazing book that I'll get it out. I strongly recommend everybody. I picked up Vegas. So anybody else know the series? So Robert Urich, before, pre-Spencer for Hire era, played Dan Tannen. Tannen or Tanna? I can't remember. No, it's been a while since I watched it. Tanna. This is a fantastic show. It came out around, I think, at a pilot movie. Then there was kind of like an appearance in the 3rd season opener of Charlie's Angels, and then the series came full. So this has all 3 seasons. I'm hoping it includes the movie as well. This was a great show. It had Phyllis Davis on here. So Phyllis Davis fans, if you're fans of Phyllis Davis, she's in this. Judy Landers is in this. Braverman, Greg Morris, and also this little known guy by the name of Tony Curtis that you might know actually is in this show as well. So Vegas was, again, one of those really cool shows. I love shows shot in Vegas. I also like the series Las Vegas as well. But this is the the one that really, really made me fall in love with Vegas. And initially, when I was younger, one of the things that made me want to be a private investigator. There's no remake, just so you know. No, that's Vegas. That's the original series with Robert Urich. And it is so good. So I am going to put up the screen here, and we are going to be looking at Screen Factory. Just to let you guys know, I should have, fingers crossed, everything goes okay. Because we ordered the Shawscope set. So please watch out for that video coming up. We're going to be looking at the Shawscope set as well, and eventually going to be reviewing that one. But there will be an unboxing of the Shawscope. I know you guys have seen that, but come in for me putting my spin on the Shawscope, and the reasons like me and my better half love those films. So that's one of the sets we're excited about. And here we're going to dive into some of this. We'll get into the limited edition stuff as well. I'm just got to go for a second because my voice is going. So I got to just grab something. I'll be right back. And we'll be definitely looking into all this stuff here. We're going to be looking into some Kino Lorber. We will be talking about the imprint releases as well. So I'll make sure that you stay around for that. And if you, I see there's 25 people watching, but only 11 people have hit that like button so far. So, it's always good for the karma. And I'll be right back. And we'll actually look at the second sight edition of Dog Soldiers as well, because we have two versions of Dog Soldiers. Actually, Sean, if check out Jeff Lemire's Batman Earth One, and you're going to see that not as much as you think. Like stylistically, there's definitely some things from Seven, and not just Seven. There's other Fincher films that he takes from Zodiac too. But he definitely is a Fincher fan. You can tell, man. But a lot of that stuff that people consider to be like, kind of like a Fincher-esque, like Seven type thing, actually kind of comes from Earth One, which is a really great comic series, by the way. So I think it's only like 1 or 2 issues, Batman Earth One, like graphic novel size issues. Hey there, Damon. Welcome, man. No, that's a different series on its own. Like the James Caan series is very different from the Vegas TV series. Vegas is about a private investigator by the name of Dantana who gets involved in like mysteries and murders and all that. Well, man, George, you know how much money was for me. That whereas like the Las Vegas series is more of a kind of a bit of an action, bit of comedy, bit of a hodgepodge type show. Well, Fincher's worst film is still Alien 3. I'll be right back. All right, so let's go down to the limited editions first. Let's do that. So for those that are unaware, Ship Factory does these limited site editions that yeah. So there is Watchers 2, which in all honesty, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and assume that maybe he only had the rights to Watchers 2. Yeah, correct. There's actually definitely there's definitely an argument could be made for that too. I didn't think of that one actually. But if they don't and they're doing like a Corman where they had the rights to this movie, but they're just doing 1,500 units on the website just because. I don't think the first Watchers out. Like with the Blu-ray special edition, you mean? You mean the Corey Haim one, right? Um, or Haim, like I always get the name wrong. No, I don't think it is actually. We're getting the Mark Singer one first, which it's not a bad film. The First Watchers is better, like way better. But this is an okay one. Tracy Scoggs is in this one as well. But a decent film. Still, again, you guys know how I feel about these like exclusive limited edition things. I know, sometimes it got happen, but not super big on that. And is this limited? Meat Cleaver Massacre. That's two cuts of the film. That's Christopher Lee. I don't remember this movie, but I'm gonna say right now. Does anybody remember Meat Cleaver Massacre? And does Christopher Lee actually, quote unquote, star in the film? Because oh yeah, Communion was there too. Where's that one at? See, I don't know the behind the scenes of this, but one thing I will say is Communion and Watchers 2 just seem like they should be regular Screen Factory editions. Like, I know they're definitely. Thank you, Joe. Definitely be enough interest in like Communion or Watchers 2 to sell them on their own. It's interesting that they do that actually. Sue, do we have any star reviews yet for 3 stars for Meat Cleaver Massacre? See, I buy Communion. I buy Communion if it was regular price shine actually in a store. But like I'm not gonna lie, I get put off by these. I think it I didn't always, but since the Corman like kind of debacle, I get kind of put off by some of the limited editions because it's kind of fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, that type of thing. We got Dog Soldiers, which is a really good film. Definitely recommend this one to anybody. It's a fantastic werewolf film. I know it's a favorite of DJ Anubis's, and he loves werewolf films. Pretty sure 13th Wolfman would he wouldn't judge this one too. I'm pretty sure he does actually. So we get new 4K restorations of the film. Pretty much everything else is just transferred over. Uh, I did want to bring up the second sight edition and see what the differences are in the two versions of the film. Is that 88 Films? That was Second Sight. Or is 80 Films doing it too? Oh yeah, I'm lucky to go to print. You're 100% right on that. Dog Soldier is actually really cool. It's got Shampur in it, Joe, and I don't want to give too much away, but definitely one to watch to check out. It's got some nasty gore in it, which is cool, and I like the werewolf design for Dog Soldiers. So we got here. What do we have? Let's just see if there's anything different. So the second set edition has new 4K Blu-ray, 4K UHD. Now I don't like com Blu-rays. 4K UHD's Blu-ray combo release. New 4K restoration from the OCN, approved by director Neil Marshall and director of photography Sam McCurdy. It's in Dolby Vision HDR presentation of the film, which is really, really good. We get new werewolves, crawlers, cannibals, and more. A new 40-minute interview with Neil Marshall. New audio commentary with writer and associate professor of film Alison Pierce. We have audio. We have one two audio commentaries on her as well. History of Lycanthropy, Werewolves of Folklore, Werewolves Folklore and Cinema, Werewolves versus Soldiers, The Making of Dog Soldiers, A Cottage in the Woods, an interview with production designer Simon Bells, Combat, a short film by Neil Marshall, deleted scenes, trailers, and photo galleries, optional link subtitles for the hearing impaired, 108 page book. Holy crap, that's good. 6 collectible cards, rigid slipcase with new artwork for Christopher Milan, and we've got of course, the Blu-ray would be region B locked, and the 4K is going to be, of course, region free because it's a 4K. On the Scream Factory edition of it, we have the new 4K restoration approved. So we got the same restoration on the film. We got an audio commentary with director Neil Marshall, which it doesn't say it's new. So I'm going to guess that it's the older archive commentary. Werewolves versus Soldiers, The Making of, Cottage in the Woods, look at the production, technical trailer, the short combat one. So if you have the choice of getting either version of the film, 100% like George will say right now, get yourself this edition of Dog Soldiers. Second Sight has never steered me wrong. Favorite Neil Marshall flick? It might be this one actually. I like this. I have to go back and look because I worry I'm forgetting one. But definitely, I'm a big werewolf fan. Thanks to my dad. I'm a huge werewolf fan. So definitely, if you're going to get this one, I recommend getting this Second Sight edition. It is going to it's going to look baller on your shelf, but for more reason that it's just got amazing stuff on here. And if you're a fan of Dog Soldiers, you're going to want the extra interview, the extra commentary, and some of the extra features on here that didn't make it over to the other Scream Factory release. Which one costs more? I'd say the Second Sight was going to cost more because you've got a 108-page book there, Ragman. So and a big hard box. But we know the price. I think we know the price of this one here. Do we know the price here yet? Probably $35.99. So if you're on a budget and you just want to get like the 4K edition of the film, you're still gonna get some good features on here. I think that I prefer this artwork. Just me personally. I don't know how much I don't know if it says how much the Dog Soldiers one costs here. I'll check to see if they say. Or even better yet, I'll go to Amazon UK and see if it's listed there. Should do it right. So I'm just going to check Amazon UK for a second and see if they list Dog Soldiers. It's going to take me a second. See if we can find a guess. I'm not seeing it show up here on Amazon UK quite yet. So I don't have the price on it yet, guys. So how can I tell you? I would assume it would cost more though, It is like you're going from like a standard edition to like a big edition of the film. But that being said, still good to have this one. Either way, and get it. It's a great film. Funhouse coming out in 4K. We have like Cat People coming out in 4K as well. See, Far in the Sky is a regular edition. Why can't they? Why can't Communion be? And on streaming, I like that they do this. This is one thing I got to give props for. Not on streaming, only on physical media. You got stuff like The Abominable Snowman, Alligator People, Alone in the Dark, Ambulance, American Gothic. This is a really cool film. I actually really like American Gothic. Uh, it's got like Rod Steiger and Yvonne DiCarlo, and it's just one of those films that just hit me in the right spot at the right time. Alone in the Dark is incredible. Everybody should know Alone in the Dark. I don't own it yet. I got to get it. Broad Weref's really good. Huge fan of like of the Broad Werewolf. Love that. You guys know I love my werewolf films. Well, let's dive in Imprint. Let's do Imprint right now. So Imprint has put out a bunch of films for the month of July. Imprint. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest. Imprint are pricey. Like their films can be extremely pricey to get. But that being said, they do put out some really really great stuff. And there is a bundle which we'll look at. But first, we'll look at them on their own. So there is on a directed by Jim Sheridan box set, four Irish films from 1989 to 1997. Imprint collection number 138 to 141. This one is a pretty pricey one at 119.95 Australian. But we get some films in here. Um, like My Left Foot is in here. We got Name the Father, The Boxer, and we get his one of his earlier kind of films, The Field, as well, which doesn't get as much kind of notice as the other films do. Now, I'll be honest with you, I liked these films. They're very good films, but they're kind of not my go-to. Maybe just because some of these here for me were probably just one or two time watches. Now that's just me. Now don't think that like I'm saying anything like lesser about these films. These are fantastic films and well made, well acted films. It's just some of them are rough, man. Some of them are pretty rough. Um, and in the way just they get to you. So My Left Foot's got like a new audio commentary, a new interview, inspirational story they're making. My Left Foot featurette on here, the real Christy Brown featurette. So great stuff there. The Field is here as well. We get like new audio commentary on this one, Making of the Field. Of course, that's going to be brand new interview with director Sheridan. So if you like these movies, oh, excellent film. Like all these films, Alvin, are excellent films. But it's just the fact that out of all these, In the Name of the Father is probably one of the only ones that actually be able to like rewatch, and like comfortably rewatch. So for that reason alone, I guess is pretty much got a new commentary on this one too, a new interview, get some archival stuff as well. There's a boxer here, a new interview with Jim Sheridan, Fight for Peace inside the boxer featurette. I remember the boxer as well. Oh, great nether element. Like they're definitely like good films, and for some serious film collectors that are really into this type of stuff, I understand this is going to be like a big one. For me, it's really good, but it's not something I grab right away. Now there's music of Chance here. I'm trying to remember this one. I don't remember this one very well actually. Andy Patinkin, James Spader, great cast. Oh, my voice gone. Emmett Walsh, Charles Durning, Joel Gray. Wow, Samantha Mathis, Chris Penn. Special features to be determined basically. Limited edition, 34.95. It's I'm again. This is what this here's one I would buy. Uh, Now if I had the bones, man, this is more my style. So this is more like what I'd watch. I just love this style of film. You guys know, like by now, I love the style, like kind of the harder kind of film noir style films. I love heist films. I love like different, just kind of we're traveling through across America, living off the money from a large inheritance. Ex fireman Nash has a chance of meeting with Posey, a professional gambler and card shark. Nash agrees to fund the penniless Posey in a game of poker against two eccentric millionaires, Flower and Stone. In an attempt to regain some of his spent fortune, his gamble has unforeseen and bizarre consequences for both him and Posey. So again, incredible release right there. Next up is the Beast. Let me just go grab my drink from the next room, and I will be right back. And we'll look. We got other ones to look into. We got the Beast here, which is a George Zunza film with Stephen Bauer, Jason Patrick, and feature wise, we don't know any of the features on this one yet. But yeah, I kind of dig this one. Oh, thanks, George. 39 pounds. Not bad, actually. So she wasn't a fan of the Beast. Well, we got Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. The great Andy Garcia in here as well. Got a bunch of interviews on here, but still, there's more features to be announced. We have Nobody's Fool with Paul Newman. And I don't know if I can say the title of the next film, so I won't. But we got that Teresa Russell film. I will 100% tell you I love. Teresa Russell stars in this, directed by Ken Russell. This is an incredible film, and it stars Teresa Russell, Benjamin Moulton, Elizabeth Moorhead, Antonio Fargas, screenplay by Ken Russell and Deborah Dalton, based on the David Hines monologue Bondage. We have audio commentary by Alexander Heller Nicholas, so that's going to be good. Interview with Teresa Russell, so that's going to be fantastic. For those that know, interview with actress Ginger Lynn. So yeah, that Ginger Lynn. We have interview with Deborah Dalton on here. An appreciation of Ken Russell and the film from X-rated auteur Bruce LaBruce. New video interview with Kat Ellinger. Kat Ellinger. So there you go. That's enough. If nothing else, so if the Alexander Heller Nicholas, which it should have sold you on right away. I understand. My better half is totally the opposite. Like she's told me to. Yeah, it's Dragman. That's totally not my thing. I love Warren Oates, but just that's not my style. But this is probably for me. This is the crown jewel of this month's in imprint announcements. Ken Russell's 1991 film with Teresa Russell is the crown jewel of the announcements for these right here. We can look at Second Sight for a second here before we go on to the other stuff. Did anybody not see? And I'll be honest, uh, my umbrella unboxing video that I did this week. Ralph Garman. Ralph Garman is such a good like voice actor. Um, Come on, where's your? Am I the right thing? I'm not, am I? This is second sight, not second sight. Films is what I need, not second sight. Because if you didn't, I got some really freaking cool things from Umbrella to show you guys in a minute. Look at the pre-orders and latest releases we got coming out here from them. So we have Dog Soldiers limited edition coming out. We have The Witch coming out on June 20th. Oh, that's a really nice looking edition. That's really, really nice looking. We have Drive, I guess. You know, if you're really into Drive. I like the movie. You don't need a big edition. Sensor is here. Session 9 is here. See, Kubrick was honest and said no. I appreciate that because Kubrick, these are good things. I'm a fan of Robert Powell. Ragman did see my my unboxing of Umbrella. I do like Robert Powell. So let me grab it because this really is worth saying. Hello, Mr. Hubert. Clicky. It'll be interesting, like to see which one people end up going with. What's the 4K for? If you're just getting like Blu-ray, then I can see you going for like the regular edition. But if you're in 4K and you want the 4K edition of like Miami Connection, obviously you're going to go with the 4K edition. But they're both really cool editions, and there's a Dragon Sound like T-shirt from Umbrella as well. All right, so stuff I got. I want to leave this one here for last to show you guys for those who haven't seen it because it is pretty amazing. I got, of course, they sent me this here limited edition like car air freshener of Chucky from Child's Play. It smells really good, actually. I think that's cherry. So obviously, I was sent their newest Beyond Genres release of Child's Play. I'll show you what the inside looks like too. That's the classic poster a lot of people know if you ever see this film in theater. There's the back right there. Feature-wise, on this one, there is auto commentary with Alexander Vincent, Catherine Hicks, and Kevin Yeager. There's a second auto commentary with Tom Holland, moderated by Nathaniel Thompson. There's a third auto commentary with producer David Kirshner and screenwriter Don Mancini. There's scene-specific Chucky commentaries. Evil comes in small packages. Chucky building a nightmare. A monster convention. Interesting Chucky, the making of Child's Play. Behind the scenes special effects footage. Vintage featurettes. TV spots. Behind the scenes photo gallery. Theatrical trailer. So a whole ton of like coolness on this one right here. But in a month that brings out Child's Play, it could actually be the lesser, and that's like fantastic film of it because we have a Sunbird Screens release. You guys know I love this sublabel, and we have Two Hands with a very young Heath Ledger right there. That's Heath Ledger and Rose Byrne, and of course, the great Brian Brown is in this movie as well. I love me Brian Brown. This is a fantastic film if you've never seen it. I really recommend it. Get all new interview with Marion McGowan, on-new interview with Gregor Jordan, on-new interview with Brian Brown, on-new interview with actor David Field, original cast and crew interviews, original behind-the-scenes featurette, photo gallery, theatrical trailers, TV spots. You open it up. By the way, the best thing's coming at the last this here, so you guys will see that. You can see there's some people say, well, I don't like this here. I hate these here Australian like ratings things. Well, you just got to turn it around. And there's the disc right there. Next up is, and this is how I know that Ragman actually which one was that? I'm trying to remember. I recommend so many different things. Harlequin with Robert Powell. I'm a huge fan of this film, so I haven't got to watch a chance to watch this one yet. I kind of want to dive into it because, as always, there's a ton of features on here. Gotta make sure it's nothing new. Okay, so we got 8 collector's cards. I'm going to show you those. Extended, not quite Hollywood interviews with Sam Windsor, writer Everett DeRoche, producer Anthony Janan. I'm totally going to butcher these names. And actor Gus, whatever. There's a 2004 audio commentary on here as well. Archival interviews with the actors Robert Powell and David Hemmings, archival audio interviews with Simon Windsor, Jane Scott, and production designer Bernard Hides. Stills from photo gallery, isolated musical score, TV promos, actor trailers. Whole. Did you like it? Because at the end of the day, I'll recommend things that I think you'll like, but I can't, I can't say, okay, this. But if I recommend it for you, it's more than likely because I thought it's your type of film. That's literally what comes down to. There are some. These are really like thick cards too. One of these here I can't show you, so I gotta be careful. So nudity. This one I can't show you. So if you want to see the nudity one, you gotta buy it yourself. Like usually you get like 4 or 5 cards. Sometimes you get maximum 6, right? So getting like 8 cards is. Let me know what you think of it. Hopefully I didn't steer you around. I think I remember liking it at one point. That's probably why. And one of the ones I'm most excited about is this one right here. Long Weekend. This is an amazing movie. Everybody should have to watch this movie at least once. If I'm teaching you film, you're watching this movie. You're definitely going to check this movie at least one time. It is produced and directed by Colin Eccleston. It is so good. And anyway, so screenplay by Everett DeRoche. And what we got here is the original soundtrack CD, first official release. It's a big deal to get the soundtrack CD for this one because, as far as I know, I don't think this has been something that we've even been able to get for a long time. We get a 2021 interview with the actress, with the lead actress of the film and the director and director's sons, actually. 2020 interview with the producer, executive producer, new interview with the executive producer again, extended Not Quite Hollywood interviews. We have 2004 commentary as well. We got Nature Found Them Guilty panel discussion. So that's going to be really, really interesting. I want to check that out, actually. Stills Gallery accompanied by audio interview with John Hargraves, new Long Weekend 2008, the Jamie Blanks one. Trailer with commentary by director Jamie Blanks. New Colin Eggleston trailer reel excerpt from Whit Sunday Ash, the last Colin Eggleston film. Tactical trailer. This is so... Oh, Videodrome. Man, this is so good. And this is such a good release, too. To have this here is massive. To get this soundtrack, it is incredible. We have some very cool, very classy, kind of like black and white, kind of lobby collector cards on here as well. Sure. Oh my God, yes, that's the one, that's the great thing about it. As you could tell that Jamie really, really like loved this movie just by the way that he did his version. Because sometimes you're iffy on remakes, but that was a really good remake. And here's the artwork on the disc as well. I just got to show you this guy because I actually think it's pretty fantastic. But we're not stopping there. No, that's not all I got from them. Because see, if you buy these releases, if you bought Long Weekend and you bought Harlequin, you didn't just get two loaded discs. No, you didn't just get cards. Nope. You got this. And this didn't just excite the hell out of me. This excited the hell out of my better half. Ready? We've seen regular posters come out with certain releases, and mini posters come out with MVD releases. Bigger posters come out with the VSA releases. Well, Umbrella has put out, aren't they, George? These playbill posters, which one are hard cardstock, look amazing. And the second I took these out, my better half claimed them to go up in our condo. So they're going up the wall in our condo. So when we when we eventually get to Morocco, you will see them on the wall. As long as our movers don't lose them. This is the one for the Long Weekend. So if you are an early buyer of the Long Weekend or Harlequin, you will get these posters come too. I had no idea these were coming. When they said playbill posters, I expected something a lot smaller. Something along the lines of an MVD or maybe even like a folded up like VSA type of thing. These are incredible. And the good thing, guys, more releases are having these. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to bring up Umbrella because I want to show you the other playbill posters that are coming out. Because I think once I saw that, bit of a game changer. But yeah, like no word of a lie. As soon as we saw those, the art on that one is and the colors are amazing for Harlequin. And I love kind of like the muted black and white because it is like the Long Weekend. Well, we plan to get both of them framed. Exactly. Yeah. Always got to kind of scar the better house, right? All right. So here's their Miami Connection package that they got coming out. We'll look at that first. So let's dive into this. Then we'll go back to let's look at the other things. Well, so you can pre-order it. It is $60, and that's $6 Australian. With that, you get their edition of Miami Connection with a Miami Connection poster and a Dragon Sound T-shirt and a CD soundtrack of Miami Connection. So that's actually pretty damn cool. Let's look at feature-wise, see what they got. So we should see if I can like squint and see the features here. Auto commentary with producer star YK Kim and Joe Diamond. Riff tracks auto commentary of Mystery Science Theater. Okay, that's nice. Mike Nelson, Kevin Murphy, and Bill Corbett. Wow. Okay, that's introduction by Grandmaster YK Kim. Friends for Eternity, The Making of Miami Connection. Can anybody remember if the Vinegar Cinema Edition has riff tracks? I'm kind of curious, guys. If anybody knows, let me know. Alternate ending, deleted scenes, Dragon Sound reunion concert that they did. Who was YK Kim? The New American Dream 2012 theatrical trailer. So that's actually super cool. Also coming out, and a really cool little double feature, is the Bumble Doctor Fives. Doctor Fives Rise Again is a 2 disc set, so it's not going to be done on one. The This one here is a web exclusive, so wow, only 100 copies available for this one right here. Vincent doesn't have any riff tracks, but it does have the 4K edition. So, but it's almost I'm almost at the point like, yeah, I kind of want them both, because a good friend of mine picked me up the Vinegar Syndrome edition, so I got that coming for Miami Connection. So here we have the Devil's Candy, um, and it has the third of their limited edition air fresheners. So I gotta love that. I do anyway. I love that. Have a fantastic. Thank you for staying up so late, George. Man, I'm sorry I kept you up so late. Have a wonderful night there, man. Sleep well. All right, here we go. So this is The Survivor, a fantastic film, one I really enjoy, and this has the day bill poster. So it's going to have collector's cards. You can see one of the collector's cards right there. Again, I think there's going to be 8 collector's cards. Look at the inside. Artwork looks fantastic. And you're going to get that beautiful Survivor artwork on a day bill poster. Have a great night there, Maddie. Looks like I'm going to be the end of this one soon. But this is a really cool edition. I hope to get this one. This is such a cool little film. And I want that poster, man. I still want that poster. The other one that has a poster I'm going to go into right now because you guys seem to be getting tired. Exactly right, man. Some cool stuff. We have Thirst here, which also has the collector's cards and the poster. So super stoked about these. 3,000 units, so that's actually pretty good. Now, understand this though. There's 3,000 units for the limited edition collector's cards. Their pre-order day bill poster, it's exclusive for the pre-order, there's only 100 of those being released. Its poster is only available for pre-orders. It's not available once it goes live, and it's only available until it sells out. So if they sell out the 100 copies, 101, even if it's a pre-order, they'll let you know, but they won't have the playbill poster. So if you really want to get the playbill posters, I'd say get those ahead of time. Not, I think you're still able to get the Harlequin ones though, too. Because are they still under pre-order? They're not, are they? Pre-order until sold out. So you want to contact them ahead of time if you want to get the posters or one of things like Harlequin or Long Weekend, just to make sure that they're still available. I knew that some of you guys hadn't seen the unboxing video, so I really wanted to show you that 'cause I was really stoked for that. I did not know what those Daniel posters were or that they were coming. So when I got the package and it was like this bigger package than normal, I was like, because it was like bigger, I mean, like it was like longer and larger. I was like, did they like mess it up like in shipping? Like not them, but like did customs mess it up in shipping and had to repackage it a different way? Um, but no, it was actually was a super big surprise for me. And they've started doing T-shirts too. So this is the one of the first ones. It's a man from Hong Kong, which is actually a really cool film. I like this movie. My dad would definitely love this. But anyway, though, I guess I'll leave this for now, since everybody seems to be getting tired and get ready to go. Anyway, keep an eye out. I'm going to be doing a video that's coming up probably tomorrow, where I'm going to rank all the Batman movies. So that's going to be the Nolan films, the Schumachers, the Tim Burton films, the Matt Reeves film, and yes, the 1966 Batman the movie. So all of them will be ranked. So keep an eye out for that video. That's going to be coming up here very soon. I will, in the month of May, which is just a few days away, we will be starting our month-long Vinegar Syndrome Severin halfway to Black Friday sale of that month. We will be looking at some things that we can look at on a regular channel. If you're a Patreon member, you know there's certain special videos that we can't do on here that are as NSFY, not safe for YouTube, that will be going on to our Patreon. And I'll be doing some kind of versus videos as well, and some suggestion videos, and eventually we'll be doing the big reveal. So keep an eye out for that. My name is Aaron. This has been the Call to Cinema. I'm losing my voice. But remember, there is always another movie out there. There is always another book. Not always a fantastic one that your kids get you like this, though. I'm losing my voice. But it's been a great evening tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I am probably going to watch an episode of Vegas because huge fan. But like I said, there's only one of you. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will see you soon right here on the Call to Cinema. Thank you guys for coming in. Thanks for my, and again, a big shout out to all my patrons that keep this channel afloat. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys here next time for another episode of the Call to Cinema. Watch out for my Batman ranking video.